The second game of this SEC series can only hope to live up to the dramatics from game one. Last night we had ourselves a 12-inning back-and-forth thriller that left LSU with heartbreak and saw South Carolina celebrate. Now on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon, these two ranked foes will square off again here in Columbia. With that, we say hello, everyone. Kate Crenshaw alongside the Hall of Famer Megan Bunning. So happy to have you with us. Megan, it feels like we were just here a moment ago, and if we're feeling that way, I'm sure the teams are too. So what does the turnaround look like, especially for these pitching staffs after they combined to throw over 400 pitches last night?
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of pitches, and it is. But when you think about physically for each pitcher, it's different what each pitcher can tolerate and put up with. But I think about this more of a mental and emotional reset. Big up for South Carolina, big letdown for LSU. So it's going to be important for each team to take today one step at a time. Yesterday is done. They are here now and need to focus one pitch at a time.
The hero last night for South Carolina was Lexi Winters, who not only tied the game in the 5th inning, but the big hit of the night, a walk-off in the 12th.
Yeah, and you saw South Carolina getting leadership from their captains in Lexi Winters. But how about Ariana Rhodey just a couple of batters before getting herself on base to start that momentum? And then, of course, Winters coming through with the big hit to seal the game. South Carolina is going to need their leadership to step up again for this game. As
LSU looks to bounce back, they're going to hope to get the same performance today that they did last night from Kylie Edwards.
Absolutely. Edwards had a 3-hit night in one game where she finished just a double shy of hitting for the cycle. But most importantly, her hits were all timely ones, as Edwards drove in 4 of LSU's 5 runs in that series opener. Now in this one, the Tigers are going to need some of Edwards' teammates to also have strong performances if they want to even the series.
It's a beautiful Saturday here in Columbia. The same passionate fan base that was here last night. Hopefully they got some rest. We should be in store for another great one as Josie Marin gets the start for South Carolina. The senior stepping into the circle, set to make her first start of the season.
Yeah, and South Carolina is going with a spinner. She's going to throw, Marin throws in the low 60s. She's going to mix a drop ball, a rise ball, and a changeup. She's really crafty. The key for Marin is she's definitely going to have to hit her spots and work off the corners.
Marin stepping in her first year in Columbia, spent 3 seasons at Mississippi State. She was one of the arms we did not see last night for the Gamecocks. In fact, at the end of the night, Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard looked at her lineup card and said, you know what? I only had 3 players left available, and it was 3 pitchers. She used every single offensive player. LSU shaking up their lineup. Charla Renz, the leadoff hitter today after being the cleanup spot last night.
Well, for South Carolina, they have 7 pitchers on the roster, so they have a little bit more flexibility than LSU does. So good spot for South Carolina to be in to start a pitcher that LSU hasn't seen.
Renz, a long fly ball to the corner of left. The redshirt sophomore is the Renz, hitting .280 on the season. Last night went 1 for 5 at the plate, extended her on-base streak to 18 games. Marin's 1-1. Flips the zone, upper inside corner, according to home plate umpire William Lopez-Palat. And then Baptiste over at first. Chad Steers goes from behind the plate to third base today. Off the plate, 2-2. Megan, you mentioned it for Josie Marin. She's on the lower side of the velocity spectrum. Just how important is that craftiness going to have to be?
Well, let's start with, if you throw in the lower speeds, but you have that spin, I actually think these types of pitchers can be very, very effective against elite hitting teams. Matter of fact, I've seen teams, good hitting teams, struggle with spinners like Marin more so than they do with the hard throwers. But with that comes, you've got to be very careful with where you are around that zone. So she needs to nip the corners and the top, bottom of that strike zone.
2-2 to Lorenz on the ground. There's Shea Anderson, the shortstop, recording the game's first out. LSU 19-10 on the season, 1-6 now in SEC play. As they look to get things turned around, they're going to lean heavily on the bat of Tori Edwards, who's now at the plate. Reigning SEC Freshman of the Year, hitting .250 on the season. 1-out pitch, taken for a strike.
And we really didn't see South Carolina go right at Edwards that often. Jory Hurd did a little, and I think later in the game they started going at her because, you know, you're playing 2 games in a row basically at that point. But Edwards not getting a lot of good pitches.
Yeah, drew 4 walks last night, including her first 3 trips to the plate, where she didn't see except 1 strike in those 3 at-bats. Oh-2 away from Marin. Edwards, a redshirt sophomore from Flower Mound, Texas. LSU been in a lot of close games this season against a really tough schedule. The strength of schedule rankings, LSU clocking in at 5th in the nation.
And we talked a little bit yesterday about LSU. The only loss they've had to an unranked at the time team was early in the season versus a very solid UCF team who is now ranked. So when you think about it, LSU doesn't have any what you would say, quote, bad losses.
17-1 overall against unranked foes this year. Just 2-9 with an opponent has a number next to their name, though. Get things turned around because that's every week in the SEC. Edwards a high fly to right. Nia McKnight is under it. 2 away. Base is clear for Jayla Lassiter, senior center fielder who connected on a pair of doubles last night. Her 8th multi-hit game of the season. And that batting average up to .330. Defensively, South Carolina set standard against Lassiter. Right to the glove of Anderson to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Josie Marin here in the first. Gamecock bats coming up when we come back. Salora in the circle for LSU to start out this Saturday in SEC play. The San Diego State transfer making her 7th start of the year. A .374 ERA up at this point.
And when South Carolina is choosing to go with the finesse pitcher and LSU is bringing the heat. Solara throws in the high 60s. She can touch 70s, and we expect to see a lot of down in the zone. Drop ball, drop ball, drop ball.
Pitcher that throughout her career on the West Coast and even carrying over to her time now in Baton Rouge has just been able to pound the strike zone. Get this, Megan, over 4,200 pitches in Solara's career, 70% of them for strikes.
Wow.
It's going to be a tough task for South Carolina here this afternoon, but it's been an offense for the Gamecocks that's performed well this season. You see their 4th most hits in the SEC this year. Quincy Lelio responsible for 38 of those. She's in the leadoff spot once again. The left fielder has been the kick starter for South Carolina's lineup in every game this season. Batting average at .418 for the redshirt senior. She fouls that one off.
I had the opportunity before the game to visit with South Carolina's team. Mind you, I'll just put this out there. I'm an alum. Just get it. So I went and met the team and had the opportunity to listen to some of their scouting report session. And I was so impressed.
Pops that one right.
Yeah, so impressed with what I heard. It was an open discussion. They brought out all the charts, all the things, and it was a open forum. So first it's players, what are your takeaways from last night and what did you see? And each hitter went around and they talked about what they saw from their report from the pitching last night versus LSU, and it was just, I was so impressed.
1 out swing from Carly Shelton. Ground to right to Tori Edwards. And I think that's a trickle-down effect, Megan, starting at the top. You know, Coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard, she really believes in a collaborative approach among her coaching staff. It's not a, I'm the head coach and these are assistants. It is, we are the coaching staff.
Absolutely, and it at this level, it takes that. I mean, you've got to be able to delegate and allow other people to do their job. And I think with Coach Chastain-Woodard, that's what you see. I mean, she is a pitcher. She is a pitching coach, yet she has hired a Zach to be the pitching coach, and being able to delegate in that position, that's leadership.
Tori Inslee grounds this one up the middle, fielded by Kylie Edwards, and the throw is just in time to end the inning. Neither team has anything going in the first. We'll see if that changes in the second. First inning, no score in the books. Neither team able to reach base in their first time at the plate. We make our way now into the second. There's a look at LSU head coach Beth Serena, her 15th season at the helm in Baton Rouge, and through her entire time with the Tigers, Megan, it's just been consistent winning.
Well, I mean, if you think about her predecessor, Coach Yvette Girard, I mean, this is big time for her to be the winningest softball coach at LSU. Much respect. And I just heard that we were not doing in-game interviews, and I promised Coach Trina she was hoping to give a shout-out. She has 2 of her littles, and I'm not sure which ones, but 2 of them are at a gym meet today, and so she's having to miss that. And then another one is playing with their team, the Mud Bugs. So shout-out to the Mud Bugs, but speaks to how coaches, they're humans, and they have lives and families, and they're having to miss those events.
Alex Franklin popping this one on infield skies. Carly Shelton culling for it and making the play. Yeah, Coach Trina, a proud mother of 3. She was even talking about her daughters on her call with us earlier this week.
Yeah, she's very proud, and I can tell you, as having 2 daughters of my own and having been in coaching at this level, that was absolutely a decision I had to make. And for me, it was about, I'm not sure I can balance coaching at this level and raising children. So my hat is off to those that have stayed in it and do it.
Kylie Edwards, a hard drive off the wall and left. Kylie Edwards picking up where she left off last night. Her 4th extra base hit of the weekend.
Edwards has just been on fire for LSU in this series so far. She sees South Carolina pitching very well.
And last night, Kylie Edwards finished a double shy of the cycle, so why not? First at bat of the day, go ahead and pick up that double.
Right.
The Tigers have their first hit and a runner in scoring position for Sierra Daniel, the second baseman who's moved up from 9 to 6 in the order after a multi-hit game last evening. Josie Marin, the pitch is out of play. Daniel hitting .337 in her junior season. Team leading 8 multi-hit game last night. The corner's in, Daniel in the air to left, Lelio racing back, sticking the glove out, and it's over her head. Kylie Edwards will come home to score. Sierra Daniel darting back into second as LSU is on the board. An RBI double for Sierra Daniel.
LSU is striking early. And just like I told you yesterday, this is going to be a back-to-back fight every inning. I would expect both of these teams to come out fighting like this.
After the first 4 hitters were retired, LSU has now connected on back-to-back extra base hits, and that brings out a circle conversation for South Carolina pitching coach Zach Parsons. Talk about things here with Josie Marin.
When I think the first part of LSU's lineup, you didn't see any of them make solid contact off of Marin, and that's typically what you see with pitchers like Marin that spin the ball really well and keep it off the plate. And these last 2 at-bats versus Edwards and Daniels, you've seen Marin bring it up in the zone and catch more of the meat of the plate, and that's getting her in trouble a little bit.
LSU in front first, and that's usually led to good things for the Tigers. They are 14-2 this season when scoring first. Gamecocks have some ground to make up, but they were able to do that last night, overcoming a pair of Tiger leads before walking it off in the 12th. Here's Macy Badgeron, the Tigers catcher. 1 out pitch for Marin in the zone. Badgeron hitting .205 in her final season for the Purple and Gold. Last night playing in her 175th career game as a Tiger. Marin's 1-1, grounded foul down the left field line. Badgeron, a home state kid, grew up a passionate fan of LSU as a native of Rain, Louisiana. 1-2 offering outside. Badgeron, the type of player that just dreams of moments like playing at LSU, even growing up as a young child. Has plenty of baby pictures in the purple and gold. On the ground and foul.
It's always something special when an athlete can play for their dream school, for the school in their hometown. I like to see in-state talent stay in-state, represent those schools.
She's a two-time Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year in high school. 2-2 downstairs. She has left her impact, no doubt, on the LSU program. It was all SEC a season ago, preseason all conference this year. A full count battle. Upstairs, ball 4. Josie Marin able to sit down the first 4 Tigers. The next 3 have reached. Daniel at second after her RBI double. Badgeron now at first for Destiny Harris, today's DP. There was a pinch runner last night. No at bats an evening ago. Overall in the season, sophomore hitting .294. She didn't have an at-bat last weekend against Texas A&M on opening weekend of conference play, went 0 for 2 at Tennessee. Fouling that one off, now 0-2. Harris in the air to left field. That will drop, and that will load the bases. Vacancy sign turned off on the base pass for LSU, with Avery Hodge stepping up.
Back half of this LSU lineup is doing a nice job of being patient against Marin, making her bring it up in the zone. I think we're going to see a change here.
And Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard for South Carolina has the lineup card in hand. As Josie Marin had a really strong start, a scoreless first inning where she retired the Tigers in order, but here in the second has given up a run thanks to 3 hits and a walk. Gamecocks will turn things over to last night's starter Emma Friedel when we come back here in the second. With LSU loading the bases here in the second, South Carolina's made a call to the bullpen and brought in Emma Friedel for her SEC-leading 21st appearance on the year. Started last night, Megan. What did you see from her in the series opener, and what adjustments does she have to make today?
Well, I think Friedel has a nice mix of kind of all the pitches. She's going to bring a little bit more to the circle in terms of going up in the zone with a rise, drop. She will spot her fastball, and she does have a changeup. and she usually stays around the zone. I think for Friedel, it's about attacking the hitters. And over this past week, when I've seen her, I've been here since the Boston College series last weekend, and the only time I've really seen her get in trouble is when she didn't attack the zone. So if she is confident in herself and goes right at these hitters, I think she could do well.
She has no free stations for Avery Hodge, the 9-hole hitting third baseman. Hodge 0 for 6 last night in the leadoff spot. Only struck out once, though. Threw that a couple times and put a few on the ground. We'll go to third base umpire Chad Steers. He says no, and the count's 1-1.
And in this situation, South Carolina wants to bring in a pitcher that will throw a lot of strikes. And, you know, as a pitcher coming in to a relief situation like this, in a pressure situation, that's your job. You need to pound the zone. Let your defense do the work. You're not worried about strikeouts right now. You're worried about hitting your spots and letting your defense work.
LSU taking the lead here in the second on a Sierra Daniel RBI double. Infield in against the slapper Hodge. Strike 2 on the outer half. Daniel is at third. Macy Badgeron at second after she reached on a walk, and Destiny Harris occupies first after singling a moment ago off of Josie Marin. Now the ball in the hand of Emma Friedel. Right back to the circle and to the plate for the force out. A big second out here in the second inning.
Yeah, that was a nice heads-up play by Friedel, fielding her position. Love it when pitchers field their position well. I get so tired of the conversation of pitchers not being able to field a ball. Listen,
pitchers are athletes too.
That's right. Different levels. Get out of here.
Two-out hitter is Charla Renz to take strike 1. Left fielder 0 for 1 thus far. The ground out. Shortstop Shea Anderson back in the first. Friedel ahead, 0-2. Lorenz 1 for 2 against Friedel last night. Gamecocks a strike away from escaping the jam. And they find it on the outside corner. Emma Friedel with a huge strikeout to close out the second. That strands the bases loaded for LSU. The Gamecocks needed a fireman. They found Friedel. LSU in front midway through the second. We make our way to the bottom of the second inning. LSU in front of South Carolina thanks to an RBI double from Sierra Daniel. But a big strikeout by Emma Friedel to cap off the inning. They swing some of that momentum back to South Carolina's direction. That won't be the case if CC Solora has anything to say about it. There's Ashley Chastain Woodard in her second season at the helm of her alma mater. The Gamecocks to the Super Regionals a year ago. First hitter of the second is Ariana Rhodey, one of those returning stars from last year's group. Senior Rhode Island native, batting average up to 275 after a 3-hit night in the weekend opener. She fouls that one back, now 0-2.
I'm just so excited as an alum of what Coach Chastain Woodard is going to do with this program. We talked about Beth Torina over at LSU being the winningest coach. I have high hopes for Coach Ashley and just what she's going to do here, and she may be in that same category one day. She's headed in the right direction. And just because of family and giving shout outs, I'm going to give a shout out to her husband Robert, because I know he is coaching at UNC Charlotte and they have to spend a lot of time apart, so there's some sacrifices being made on both sides of the field.
Rhodey fouling that one off. Sure hope she's okay. Their base coach Jody Davison going to walk over and check on her, but Rhodey giving the A-OK. It's a unique household, no doubt, when you talk to Coach Chastain Woodard about it, as both she and her husband are spring sport coaches at universities about 90 miles apart. She goes, look, let's be honest, we don't see each other very much in the spring, so when we do, it makes those times extra special. But it's so cool when they do get a very rare off day to watch each other coach. Rhodey fouling it off again, though I think that one caught the leg guard, unlike the first one.
Well, and I think that speaks to relationships too. I mean, their work, and you have to choose to put in that work, and that's a sacrifice, and being away from your partner is hard. So shout out to them for being able to make that work.
Rhodey on infield skies. Edwards calling for it. One away. Now Solera will work against Tate Davis. South Carolina third baseman hit a home run in her first at bat yesterday, a solo shot to left, her fourth of the year. Going inside, ball one.
It was funny, Tate came up to speak to me after I met with the team this morning, and because we have that Greer connection and also the Ole Miss connection, and the first thing she said is, you went to Riverside?
That ball will fall. Both Daniel and Edwards offered at it. They're communicating afterwards, whereas they should have beforehand. Tate Davis will take it, though. She's aboard.
Doing what she can. And just to finish that thought, Riverside was the rival high school. She went to Greer High School. So she had some words about Riverside, but it is what it is. Like what she did right there.
One aboard now for Lexi Winters with one out. That also just speaks to how important high school athletics is in this state as well. Even as you get into college and get years removed from high school, those rivalries, they're always there.
Absolutely. That's where you can really have fun with your sport. It can be frustrating if you play at a high level travel ball, organization, and sometimes there's miscommunication and bickering amongst the travel coaches and the high school coaches, but if you find that right spot and you put things in perspective, high school can be a time for you to just let loose, explore what you can do, have fun, enjoy your teammates.
0-2 offering to Winters fouled off. She's a Lexington, South Carolina native. That's only about 20 minutes from campus. She went to White Knoll High School, was a two-time All-State selection over there. And being so close to home always has a big group of Winters family members here in attendance each and every home game.
Well, and I believe White Knoll is also coached by a Gamecock alum.
Fouls that one off her foot. LSU playing it out, but a little foul at the plate. So is that so?
Yes, I believe it's Coach Kelly Kirkland, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but Kelly played back here in the 80s, I believe. So, yeah, a lot of tradition on the team.
Swing and a miss, strike three. CC Salura gets her first punch out of the afternoon and the second out of the second inning.
Salura is going to be tough for South Carolina. She just pounds the bottom half of the zone so hard. That drop ball gets a nice late break, which makes it so difficult to hit.
In steps Jamie McKay. The DP offers at the first pitch. Kylie Edwards charges in and ends the inning. Gamecocks get one aboard, but nothing more. LSU still in front after 2.
Sports fans, the ESPN app has all of ESPN all in one place. Visit activate.espn.com to see if you have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
No place you'd rather be than on the ESPN app. Sign up today through your TV provider. We head into the top of the third. LSU leading South Carolina in this top 25 bout, 1-0. Corey Edwards to lead things off for the Tigers. After a fly out last time up. Emma Friedel returns to the circle for South Carolina. Edwards swings at the first pitch. Shea Anderson steps in and makes the throw. Friedel stepped in relief in the second after the Tigers had connected on a trio of hits. She was able to inherit the bases loaded and not allow any more runs to score, capping off the inning with a strikeout.
She came in on fire. I love Coach Chastain Woodard talks about nails. She was nails in that situation. Really provides energy and life to her team. And I want to make a quick correction. White Knoll High School is coached by an alum, but it's April Farr.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So my apologies there.
Friedel now will work against Jayla Lassiter, the center fielder. Count 2-0. If you weren't with us the last inning, we were talking about different high school tie-ins to this program. White Knoll High School, home base for Gamecock catcher Lexi Winters. A gorgeous 85-degree day in Columbia. You've got a slight breeze here this afternoon. Winds slightly pushing out towards center. Everyone today has whatever type of fan they could carry in, and the sleeves rolled up trying to work on the tan.
Yeah, it's about time. This weather this past week up in this part of the state, even in Florida where I'm at, it is just disrespectful. And I'm done with it. It needs to get out of here.
And what a turnaround this week has been. Megan, you and I were here Wednesday night. The Gamecocks beat Georgia Southern in 50-degree weather. Now 4 days later, up 30 degrees.
50 feels like 40.
Ooh,
yes.
a little cold.
On top of the pollen. Yep, we're complaining.
Count now full on Lassiter.
But point being, it's supposed to be very pretty. I think actually next week might be a little roller coaster, but at some point this is going to get up on out of here. But it's nice today. That's all that matters.
Payoff pitch from Friedel. Lassiter grounding it foul.
And we were actually talking to some of LSU staff, and they said back in Baton Rouge, the humidity is just awful already right now. I feel you on that. Down in Florida,
Gotta love the swamplands.
Yeah.
After fouling off a pitch, here's the 3-2 once more. Up the middle for Carly Shelton. 2 gone. Emma Friedel finding her footing in relief for South Carolina. Got the start in the series opener last night. Got through the first 2 innings unscathed. Then in the third gave up a couple of hits and a walk before exiting the ball game. To out hitter is Alex Franklin. First pitch she sees is low.
Emma Friedel is just such a nice person. Again, had the opportunity to meet her in person, and kind of a hidden tension might be that people don't know about is Coach Beth Torina actually held Emma Friedel as a baby.
That's right.
Because she knows Friedel's family, knows her aunt. And so Coach Torina said, you know, I will cheer for Emma in every other game except for this series.
Yes, that's it. Plenty of pictures holding baby Emma Friedel. 1-1 pitch, clips the outside corner. Friedel looking to take down the Tigers in order here in the third. Strike 3 called. Emma Friedel leaping with excitement. She pieces together a 3-batter frame to cap off the top of the third inning. Gamecocks will try to feel some of her momentum. They take swings when we come back. Emma Friedel's been delivering in the circle for South Carolina. Gamecocks hoping their bats can do the same as Shea Anderson steps up to lead things off in the bottom of the third. South Carolina looking for the tying run in game 2 of this weekend series. CC Salura has got a strikeout and only 1 hit allowed through 2 thus far. She misses inside for ball 1. Anderson, the sophomore from Moore Park, California, hitting .286 on the season. Anderson last night in game 1, 0 for 3 with a hit by a pitch. He's now reached base in 15 straight for the Garnet and Black. Letter high, ball 2.
Solora really hasn't given South Carolina much. I mean, she's set everyone down except for Davis, that managed to get on with a soft kind of ground ball over there to second base. But other than that, Solora has been unhittable.
Solora has made 2 appearances so far in SEC play coming in, totaling 9 innings pitched, 11 hits given up, 8 earned, 6 strikeouts. Anderson fouling that one off. Solora throwing a complete game last Saturday against Texas A&M. Didn't walk any Aggies in that outing.
I think when you have a pitcher that can throw this hard down in the zone consistently with a drop ball that moves.
Edwards looking to backhand it, but Anderson's speed's going to beat out the throw. And she is aboard with a base hit.
Yeah, and we saw Solora come up in the zone on that. And what I was about to say is when you have someone that can throw this hard low in the zone with a moving drop ball, that is such a tough pitch to hit because it's hard to see that low in the zone and coming with that speed.
The leadoff batter aboard. Here's Nia McKnight laying down a bunt. Instead of laying it down, she popped it up into the glove of Tori Edwards. Miscue from the Gamecocks cost them their first out of the inning and rolls over the order for Quincy Lelio. 0 for 1 with a fly out. Lelio entering today top 20 in the conference in both hits and on base percentage. She's able to find a way on a clip of 542 this year. Team best for the Gamecocks.
Lelio is such a good leadoff hitter. She does her job so well in that one spot. That's a mentality. You've got to want that. You've got to have a certain approach, mindset. You've got to have a good eye.
And also a huge factor for her, I'm sure, Megan, is the experience as well. 5th-year redshirt senior, over 180 career games.
Yeah, she's seen a lot, definitely.
2-1, shot to the circle. Solora back to second for 1. Edwards to first, not in time for 2.
Good job by Solora. Know where her runners were. Hard ground ball back to her, no brainer. Get the lead runner.
Lelio represents the tying run for the Gamecocks. Here's Carly Shelton, the second baseman. Top RBI leader for the Gamecocks. That one skips away from Badgeron, and the tying run now in scoring position. Shelton coming in, 10 doubles in the season, 1 triple, 4 home runs. She rips that one out to center field. Lassiter dives and makes the catch. Oh, wow.
That looked like it was down all the way. What a catch by Lassiter.
Jayla Lassiter committing center field robbery, robbing an extra base hit from Shelton. LSU's lead still intact.
Mic'd Up Monday is awesome to give the fans an inside look.
We got a lot of game left. We need to show that we're the most excited to play.
We have some really great minds, and we have some really big personalities.
Let's go! Let's go!
Fresh off of a trip to the Women's College World Series, Ole Miss head coach Jamie Trashel is going to be mic'd up this Monday for a 7 o'clock start against the 4th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners. You go back to this past Monday, Beth Torina was mic'd up for the Tigers taking the series finale against Texas A&M. Gabe Renshaw alongside Megan Bunning here with you. Megan, we saw there in between innings, Coach Torina huddling up her entire team in front of the dugout. What do you think the conversation might have been?
Gosh, it probably had to do with something about that was a heck of a catch by Lassiter out in center field, and that is momentum. Let's use that momentum, so turn that over on offense. You want to build off those types of plays.
The offensive star of the weekend for the Tigers is at the plate, Kylie Edwards. Was 3 for 6 last night, came up a double shy of the cycle. So her first hit today, of course, is a double. She would come around to score back in the 2nd inning.
So technically, for the series already, she's hit for the
That's correct.
hit for a cycle, just not in a game. But you know, you talk about momentum. Emma Friedel has been dealing in the circle too, and she's bringing that emotion and getting some big outs, big plays, big strikeouts. So for South Carolina, they want to build off that.
Looking for a 3rd punch out thus far as Edwards grounds that one foul. And since Emma Friedel came into this ball game in the 2nd, she inherited the bases loaded, didn't allow any runs to score. And then a moment ago in the 3rd, sat the Tigers down in order. She's doing all she can to give some of that momentum that Megan mentioned back to the Gamecocks as ended the last 2 innings with strikeouts.
When South Carolina needs to get some quality innings from Friedel.
Edwards up the middle, her 5th hit of the series and 2nd of the ball game.
Edwards has been just an absolute pest for South Carolina pitching. And I mean, we're not just talking about Edwards hitting off of just 1 or 2 of South Carolina pitchers. I mean, South Carolina has thrown how many pitchers?
4.
4, and she's been a nuisance to all of them.
She's gotten a hit off 3 of the 4. As Sierra Daniel pops it up. Tate Davis did a Superman dive trying to haul it in. It'll drop foul.
Yeah, but what I was saying about innings and Friedel is South Carolina needs to get quality innings from Friedel so that they can maybe withhold Jory Hurd a little bit longer. Hurd threw a lot of pitches last night, 30, 44? 29 in there. And she's South Carolina's ace. So wanting to give her a little bit of a break as much as possible. Same with LSU and Heavner. That was such a great game last night. I mean, I'm not loving how long we were out here at the field, but it was a good game.
A 4-hour-long, 12-inning classic. The longest game in the history of this ballpark. 1-2 pitch outside. Sierra Daniel gave LSU the lead in the 2nd, gripping an RBI double to left. Friedel fires, popped it up. Shea Anderson calling for it, 1 away. One aboard for Macy Badgeron. The LSU catcher was able to draw a full count walk last time up. Three on the left side of the infield defensively for the Gamecocks, but this ball's headed for the outfield. Tori Inslee out in center hauls it in. Look at the great catch that Jayla Laster, the center fielder for LSU, made earlier in this one. And Megan, you go back to yesterday, it was Tori Inslee making the top 10 type catches.
Yeah, I feel like both teams have some star athletes, and so far we've seen the center fielders just kind of showing out. It's almost like one-upping. That one last inning, though, I for sure thought that was down, and Lassiter just came out of nowhere and laid out.
Two-out hitter is Destiny Harris, sophomore DP. Singled back in the second. She's the last hitter to newly face Friedel. Ripping that one foul. Out of play. With Kylie Edwards at first. Friedel able to attack the inner half. For strike two. Harris looking to extend the inning for LSU. Friedel trying to enter third straight frame with a strikeout. The 1-2. Fouled back.
Outing, but she's been able to pull it together for the series.
Chop to the left side. Davis charges, throws, not in time. Kylie Edwards goes first to third. LSU still alive here in the fourth.
Harris just gets on top of this enough. That ball had a little English on it too. That's a tough play. That ball was moving slow through the infield.
Heads up base running two from Kylie Edwards. Never stopped around second. Now an RBI opportunity for Avery Hodge.
Well, that's also knowing that situational awareness too. I mean, she had 2 outs, so you're going to run. You're going to run until you are stopped with 2 outs for reasons like that. Put herself in a closer to the plate position.
Friedel's 0-1, low and inside. They'll throw down to second, now back to the plate. It's off the glove of Winters. Harris around to third. LSU now in front 2-0. The Tigers put on the old double steal attempt. And Shelton cut it off on the infield. The throw home a little offline. And LSU has added to their lead. Looking to even the series up.
You can see LSU just putting on the pressure. And even though that is a play that every team practices, those first and third situations, that is still such a difficult throw and play to make when you're in the middle of it. And you could see Shelton was just off balance on the throw. If that throw had been on point, it would have been a closer play at home for sure.
South Carolina infield coach Katie Browder now to talk about things with the Gamecocks. They have a runner at third right now, and Destiny Harris, Avery Hodge at the plate. So far here in the fourth, a couple of hits for LSU, a couple of flyouts.
When you talked a little while ago about the heads-up base running by Edwards, that put her in that position at third. So that run doesn't score if Edwards had not advanced herself to third. Just kind of think about the importance there.
Avery Hodge has driven in 6 on the year. 0 for 1 at the plate in this one. And the 1-1 picks up some dirt, ball 2.
And for Friedel, she has been in such command, has been throwing very well. If I'm her, I'm just settling right back in, continue to do my job.
Friedel, junior right-hander, transfer from Kennesaw State. With a runner at third. Now on the corners, Hodge drawing the walk. Now the concern for South Carolina. LSU still with a scoring threat in the top of their order coming up. They're going to turn to a pinch hitter in the place of Charla Renz. They're going to go to a lefty in Maddox McKee. Junior out of Montgomery, Texas, hitting .222 this season. Hodge will take off for second. Throw down is not in time. One of the few that have stolen on Lexi Winters this season. And now Ashley Chastain Woodard going to step out of the Gamecock dugout. She says Lexi Winters is the best catcher in the SEC, and the numbers reflect a lot of that. She's caught more runners than anyone in the league so far. And now South Carolina is going to challenge the play at second base. Call on the field was safe.
The ruling on the field is safe at second base. South Carolina is challenging that play. This play is under further review.
So now it's handed over to the SEC offices down in Birmingham to take a look at the video review. Here's a look we have, Megan.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Because from this angle, you know, what you can't tell is did the glove make contact, but gosh.
You can clearly see Hodge slide off the base.
Yeah, so the question's going to be is did the glove make contact? And that's what they're going to look for in the central office. They have different angles.
Call stands. LSU has a pair in scoring position with 2 outs and a pinch hitter up. If it's overturned, the inning is over. LSU didn't attempt any steals yesterday. Here in the fourth, they've put some motion on the base paths. They're able to bring in 1 run on a double steal attempt. Here's a look at what the SEC Video Review Center is taking a look at. I think you're exactly right, Megan. The question is the glove of Shea Anderson on the body of Avery Hodge?
And from this angle, it's hard to tell. So they need to look for.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Runner is safe. That is South Carolina's first challenge.
If the Gamecocks are unsuccessful, they'll have 1 challenge remaining as Avery Hodge swipes her 4th bag of the year.
Yeah, so they were looking for indisputable evidence, and they were not able to find any to overturn.
Two in scoring position for Maddox McKee. Her 4th at bat in SEC play this year. Went 0 for 3 2 weeks ago at Tennessee. Made 1 plate appearance against Texas A&M this past weekend. Got hit by a pitch. Hit .284 a year ago for LSU in over 40 games. And now head coach Beth Torina going to step out and ask about something.
I think there's some question on what the call is pitch count wise. We had 1 and 1. That's what the umpire said.
William Lopez Palat behind the plate today for this SEC crew. A 1-1 count is what we have. LSU, 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Friedel trying to limit to a 2-run lead for the Tigers. Rip shot to right field. That's a fair ball. McKee into second. 2 runs are in. She's headed for third and will be there safely. Maddox McKee drives in a pair, and LSU is in front 4-0.
What a piece of hitting by McKee to come in off the bench like that and rip a shot off a successful free throw. I mean, that pitch was inside. She does a nice job just turning it.
Second career triple for Maddox McKee after she had driven in 3 runs up to this point in the season. She adds 2 here in the 4th. And that forces South Carolina to make a pitching change. A successful pitch hit swing from Maddox McKee is the end of the line for Emma Friedel. LSU here in the top of the 4th leads South Carolina 4-0. Gamecocks going to try and slow down the LSU offense. They'll turn to the arm that was able to last night. Neely Lamb, the junior righty, steps in, her 20th appearance on the year. A 3.28 ERA to go along with 30 strikeouts. Just an evening ago, though, 3 scoreless innings against the Tigers.
Lamb was pretty dominant last night, and she mixes a rise ball and a curveball, but her mix here is going to be changeup. She throws a very nice off speed, has the best on the staff. I think that's why we're seeing her here.
Working against Tori Edwards, the 2-hole hitter, with Maddox McKee occupying third base after a 2 RBI triple.
Yeah, I really hate that for Emma Friedel because she was pitching really well. South Carolina had some defensive miscues that kind of put her in a bad position, and then she had that one pitch that McKee just did a really nice job on, but she was looking good there for a long time.
Yeah, it's one of those outings I think you'll look back on and say deserved a better ending.
Yes, definitely. But, you know, LSU is coming out swinging. They're coming out ready to fight. They want to even the series.
Went home with heartbreak last night after getting walked off in the 12th inning. Edwards 0 for 2 so far, but is ahead in the count 3-1. In the air to the corner of right. McKnight racing, glove out, and hauls it in. Only Nia McKnight's speed could get to that ball, and that will end the inning. But LSU has added to their lead. A pinch hit 2 RBI triple from Maddox McKee puts the Tigers in front 4-0. CC Salura has dealt 3 scoreless innings on this SEC Saturday, and her offense has performed just as well. 4 runs on the board for LSU, including 3 in the top half of this 4th inning. Tori Inslee leading off for South Carolina, trying to recapture some of that momentum for the Gamecocks. Inslee 0 for 1, and on the season hitting .380.
For LSU, Salura has been solid. I mean, I talked about this before, but she just is not giving South Carolina many good pitches to look at. Throwing hard in the zone. She's setting up her drop ball very well. Defensively, LSU has made no errors. They're playing well behind her.
Chopper to the right side, a foot race to the bag that Inslee will win. Megan, a word that we've thrown out a lot so far today, and it's mainly because of how last night unfolded, has been momentum. I think one of the biggest things you can say about CC Salura so far is she has not allowed South Carolina to create any rhythm.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, South Carolina has been battling. They've had some good defensive innings, and Salura has just come out and shut it down.
As Rhodey flies out to center, puts one away and brings up Tate Davis.
Well, and let's not forget the defense that we've seen behind Salura either. You know, with Lassiter out, having that layout out of nowhere catch, I really think that was a momentum shift a bit in LSU's favor.
Pitch to Davis outside. A big catch. Jayla Lassiter in center field to cap off the 3rd, where South Carolina had runners on the corners. Grounder to the left side. Hodge over for Daniel for 1. Won't make the play for 2. As Davis trades places with Inslee at first. For Lexi Winters, last night's walk-off hero takes swings. LSU head coach Beth Torina has walked out to speak with crew chief Chad Steers. I believe she's trying to argue here maybe some obstruction on the slide into second. And both our infield umpires agree they did not see that on the play and will not go to video review.
So it would have been interference then.
One on, 2 gone for Lexi Winters. Catcher struck out swinging last time up in the 2nd. Gamecocks in search of their 4th hit of the ball game as they stare at a 4-run deficit. Salura's 0-1, grounded through the left side off the glove of Edwards. A 2-out swing for Winters as she sneaks on for the first time. Second hit of the inning for the Gamecocks.
South Carolina seeing their lead captain and Lexi Winters come through again. Winters had the game-winning hit last night.
Now the bat in the hands of Jamie McCabe, one of the home run hitters for the Gamecocks yesterday. McCabe really making it hard to not write her name on the lineup card as of late. Grounder to Daniel will end the inning. South Carolina puts 2 aboard, but LSU's lead remains 4-0 after 4.
This game is tied.
She hit that into the street.
Tegan Gavon, she has fanned a dozen. A 2-homer inning for Kendall Wells.
Weekend on deck in the SEC on our ESPN family of networks. Florida visits Arkansas, LSU with a home series, and then an all-Texas tilt with A&M and the Longhorns going head-to-head for a couple of games on ESPN. Top of the fifth we go. 19th ranked LSU leading 24th ranked South Carolina 4-0. The Tigers looking to carry over some of the excitement they had offensively after a 3-run frame in the fourth. Kayla Lassiter leads things off. Neely Lamb's first pitch of the inning outside. Lamb in her junior season with the Gamecocks. Second overall season in Columbia. Lassiter fouls that one off.
Yeah, for LSU, you've really got to like what you're seeing from your team right now. I mean, last night, honestly, that was such a big letdown just because of, it was going to be, I mean, somebody had to lose. And it was such a big high for South Carolina, but then such a low for LSU. And sometimes that can be draining to teams. And they just kind of come out flat the next day. And that's not at all what you're seeing. I think LSU used that to fuel their fire. Would expect nothing less from the Raging Cajun, or the, excuse me, Tigers. What? That's fatigue, folks.
Last night was a long night, 12 innings. Second longest game for the Gamecocks in the last 40 years. 2-2 the count on Lassiter. Outside, ball 3.
Did you say 40 years?
That's right. Gamecocks have played 12 innings a couple times. They've only gone to 13 dating back to 1986.
Wow.
And it was against another Louisiana foe, Nicholls State. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Neely Lamb gets her first strikeout of the afternoon, 5th of the weekend.
I like this battle by Lamb coming back with a changeup outside against a hot Lassiter.
Now pitch low to Alex Franklin, sophomore right fielder. Last night going 1 for 5 with a double. On 6 extra base hits for LSU in the series opener.
You know, we talk about the 12-inning game, and you said, now South Carolina only went 12 innings last night, so they actually tied, right? But we heard that LSU actually had a pitcher that pitched 19 innings.
Yeah, we still had a ways to go away from program records for these two, but it was a long night nonetheless.
Yeah.
It felt like history got made last night.
Because we were in the moment.
We saw enough history go by in 4 hours. 1-2 the count on Alex Franklin. Pitch is low, 2-2. Fouled off down the right field line. third batter that Neely Lamb has faced out of the bullpen for the Gamecocks. Got Edwards to fly out to end the fourth, and Lassiter to strike out a moment ago. Now we're 2-2. Franklin grounding it foul.
Franklin's putting up a fight, making Lamb work through all of her pitches.
Lamb deals home, and the count's full. Payoff pitch, ripped to right center. Alex Franklin holding up at first as she connects on her first hit of the ball game.
That was a great battle, both from Lamb and from Franklin. Franklin made Lamb work through all of her pitches, and I think Lamb's changeup is struggling just a little bit finding zone. Look at this play right here by Inslee. See how she picked that up and turned
Nice
the direction,
pirouette.
yeah, the direction that the ball was going. That helped her make a quick throw to prevent Franklin going an extra bag.
Because Franklin was about halfway going towards second before she slammed on the brakes. Hitter aboard with one out for Kylie Edwards. The shortstop has already got a multi-hit day, including a double and a pair of runs scored. Hitting .280 on the season is the junior from Waldron, Indiana.
What is she hitting this series, though? Because I feel like
5 for 8.
yeah, she's been on fire against South Carolina.
5 for 8 with 3 extra base hits. And she's on board once again. 4-pitch walk for Edwards. Two on for the Tigers. For Sierra Daniel will take a swing, though. LSU hitting coach Bryce Neal going to want to talk about things, and also South Carolina head coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard wants to do the same in this timeout. Neely Lamb retired the first 2 hitters she faced out of the bullpen, including a strikeout of Lassiter here in the 5th, but has since allowed a single to Franklin and a walk to Edwards. Like you said, Megan, you look there, 13 of 23 have missed the zone. It's really just about settling in and finding command.
Yeah, and I think she started when she came in. She probably had some of that adrenaline going, and sometimes that adrenaline can help you dial your focus in, and then for whatever reason, I mean, she was throwing well against Franklin. I think what I've seen with her is Lamb's changeup has been low in the zone, almost, in the dirt. And when she can pull that up and get strike called for that, it helps her set up her other pitches. And so I think if she can just get that changeup for a called strike or somewhere a little bit closer in the zone, I think she'll kind of fall in line.
2 aboard for Sierra Daniel. An RBI double to her credit back in the 2nd. That one didn't come against Lamb. She swings and misses the first pitch she sees from the right-hander. Batter high to even the count.
Yeah, when I think about LSU, I mean, for many from from Edwards down, this is the third South Carolina pitcher that they've seen. So every time they've come to at bat LSU, they have seen a different pitcher. Talk about having to adjust.
Lamb ahead now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two on, the 1-2, grounded foul. Lamb deals home, misses low. Daniel in her junior season from Chandler, Arizona. 5 doubles, 4 triples this season. The 2-2. Golfed opposite air. Caught by Alilio for the second out. In steps Macy Badgeron, the catcher, 0 for 1 with a walk. The senior hitting .205 on the season. She's got Franklin at second and Edwards at first after a single and a walk for those two. Fouls it off, strike 2.
I like this comeback that I'm seeing from Lamb. I saw Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard take a timeout, kind of reset, settle, words of encouragement, take a breath, and it's working so far.
Lamb trying to strand 2. Badgeron fouling it off. LSU scored 1 back in the second off of back-to-back doubles from Edwards and Daniel. And then an inning ago in the 4th, a run came home on a wild throw to the plate, and then 2 more off a pinch hit triple from Maddox McKee. LSU on the run once again. Franklin taking third. Behind her, Edwards into second. Two in scoring position for Badgeron. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Neely Lamb able to escape the jam here in the 5th. But LSU still leads 4-0. Lamb with her second strikeout of the afternoon sends us to the bottom half of the 4th. LSU in control on this Saturday afternoon. The 19th ranked Tigers leading South Carolina 4-0 as we make our way to the bottom of the 5th. 8-9-1, and the Gamecocks order due up. That's led off by Shea Anderson, their sophomore shortstop. CC Salura back to the circle for LSU. Megan, is there anything in particular you just feel from Salura today that the Gamecocks haven't been able to work around and figure out?
I think it's just adjusting to speed, hard, low in the zone. I mean, like I said, that's a tough pitch to hit.
Salura making her 10th appearance on the season and 7th start of the year. Last 2 outings have come in SEC play against Tennessee and Texas A&M. Anderson offers at it, can connect. Strike 2.
That may have been the first off-speed or changeup that I've seen from Salura or have caught. So that just adds another weapon. She's starting to mix that late in the game. Again, just making her a tough pitcher.
Hard hopper to third, handled though by Hodge. 1 gone in the 5th. South Carolina with only 4 hits in this one. They're going to try and shake things up and hoping a pinch hitter they can provide a spark. They send Alyssa Hovermail to the plate for the first time. Hitting .325 on the season is the junior. Strike 1 taken from Salura. Saw Hovermail yesterday as a pinch hitter, unable to reach. Rounds this one to Kylie Edwards. 2 gone. Top of the order for the 3rd time for South Carolina. So far today, CC Salura cruising for LSU.
I think that's the other thing is LSU's just kind of in that rhythm. I think we talked about that a few innings ago. They're just rolling, functioning on all cylinders right now.
Tigers trying to get their 2nd conference win of the season and 3rd overall against a ranked opponent. Go back to 2025 when the Tigers earned the 10th overall seed in the tournament. That came after 18 ranked wins last season. And LSU playing with a little bit of chip on their shoulders. Had a regional round exit last year. Got knocked out at home. At the end of this season, tabbed 7th in the SEC preseason poll. And Coach Beth Arena telling us earlier this week, Megan, she feels like this team maybe gets overlooked because of the record at this point in league play, but they've gone through a gauntlet against Tennessee and Texas A&M, a little bit better maybe than the record indicates.
Absolutely, and I think that speaks to what we talked about, their losses.
Edwards backhands, throws. Elio's speed will beat it out. Edwards almost flashing the leather unbelievably well there. Elio able to reach. It's the 5th hit of the ball game for South Carolina. That brings up Carly Shelton.
And just to kind of finish that thought, I mean, I don't know if people realize, I mean, LSU has an RPI, a strength of schedule of 5th in the country, correct? And so that's not, I mean, that means you're playing really difficult teams. And even so far, I've said this already, the only unranked loss they've had was against a very good UCF team early in the season. So it was around that February 5th, 14th mark. And since then, the only losses they've had have been to ranked teams, most of them higher ranked than LSU. And now UCF is ranked. So there's that.
Shelton, the hard swing to right. Falling foul. South Carolina just looking for a little bit of a momentum swing here in the late innings. Plays like that from Shelton can get it done. She'll step back to the plate on a 2-1 count.
And South Carolina needing some of their upperclassmen leaders step up, get something going like what happened last night for them.
Opposite way on the ground for Shelton. Back-to-back hits from the top of the order for South Carolina. Solid 2-out hitting for the Gamecocks.
This is where South Carolina wants to string together some things. Competitive plate appearances. Coach Chastain Woodard talked about South Carolina is better when they string multiple CPAs together, and they've been chopped up lately.
Now South Carolina going to put some speed on the base paths. Trying to get some runs here in the 5th. Freshman Ansley Bennett going to take the place of Lelio at second. Gamecocks have driven in 51 runs this season with 2 outs. They look to add to that total here. The 2-out pitch to Tori Ansley is a called strike 1. On the ground for Tori Edwards, able to find her footing and end the inning. South Carolina threatens, but CC Salura continues to maintain control. LSU up 4 after 5. Freshman KG Favors takes over in the circle for South Carolina, making her 10th appearance of the season. She enters this one with a 2.56 ERA in just shy of 14 innings. 12 strikeouts in that time frame. This is the second time we've seen her in league play this year. Tossed a scoreless inning against Texas 2 weeks ago. Favors, though, a youngster, Megan, that's going to bring the heat.
Yeah, Favors lives in that upper 60s, and she has touched 70 before. So like LSU, South Carolina's looking for that heat. She's working on that changeup and curve and will spot a fastball. This is great opportunity for experience here for the freshman.
First swing from Destiny Harris is a chopper to third, handled by Tay Davis. You mentioned heat. We've got a hot one here this afternoon. 85 degrees in the capital city of South Carolina.
We had an illegal pitch on the play. It's going to be 1 ball, no strike. Batter comes back up to bat.
So take away that ground out. An illegal pitch on KG Favors. So Destiny Harris will get some second life here to begin the 6th. Now the 1-0 is outside. Again, sometimes how can an illegal pitch affect a pitcher's mentality?
So it looks like she slid her push foot off the rubber, and that foot needs to stay in contact with the rubber. I mean, it can get to their head for sure. It can change their mechanics, timing up a little bit. But it's one of those things, especially with a situation where she's sliding her foot off the rubber, that you have to consistently work on and be mindful of in practice. And I think as a freshman, she's learning that the opponents are going to be watching her like a hawk.
So after grounding out, but thanks to the illegal pitch, new life, a life well lived for Harris. She draws a walk. She's aboard for Avery Hodge, third baseman. She's 0 for 1 with a walk herself. Corners in, pitch outside. Hodge still looking to get it going this weekend, is 0 for 7 at the plate. Pitch low once again. Should go back 2 weeks ago to LSU's conference opening series at Tennessee, and Hodge was their top hitter at .429 against the top-ranked Lady Vols. Now KG Favors, after the illegal pitch on her first offering, then threw 4 straight balls to Destiny Harris, has thrown 2 in a row here to Avery Hodge. And that brings out Coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard for that conversation. It's exactly what I was afraid of a little bit, Megan. Just a youngster in a big moment like this, and right away you get thrown off.
Absolutely, and again, this is a learning experience for her. I don't think this was an issue that this is a surprise to her. I mean, occasionally pitchers will do that every once in a while, but this is probably something they knew about. South Carolina and then obviously LSU maybe as well, but for Favors, this is her having to knock it off as it was a ball. That's what it was. It was a ball. I'm going to fix this by pushing back and down versus against the rubber. I'm going to feel that rubber underneath my foot when I drive off, and I'm still going to throw my game.
A freshman from Orange Beach, Alabama, deals to the senior Hodge, and she finds the zone. Showing bunt just outside. Lexi Winters turning around to ask about it. Home plate umpire William Lopez Pellet just saying off the plate. Favors a top 20 recruit nationally for the Gamecocks. Hodge offers at it and can't connect. The count now full. Payoff pitch from Favors. Up the middle, off a hop. Shelton makes the play. Megan, you look back over the years for Gamecock softball, there's been a real big wealth of talent up the middle on the infield. But Carly Shelton, one of the best at such a fast exchange.
Yeah, Shelton, she makes that play look easy, and the best make those plays look easy. I mean, if you think about how she had to run in on that, her momentum and weight were carrying her forward, so she had to throw off balance across her body to even get that out. And, oh, she had to do it real fast, very athletic. You want your best athletes up the middle, meaning best at range and quickness and that kind of stuff. So from behind the plate, shortstop, second, center.
0-1 to Maddox McKee is off the plate. You have to keep in mind about Carly Shelton, a junior by class, but she did enroll a year early out of high school. Came to South Carolina as a freshman when it was supposed to be her high school senior year. So by age, just a sophomore. making plays like that. On the ground, Shelton ranging. That one skips off the glove. LSU adds to their lead. Harris coming home to score. Maddox McKee, now 3 RBIs today, matching her season total coming in.
Not much. Shelton gave a good effort here and unfortunately just off the bounds, but that speaks to the importance of not walking, no free passes. If Harris hadn't been on base, that run doesn't score.
It's now 5-0 Tigers in the top of the 6th, matching the run total that LSU put up last night. And the first pitch to Tori Edwards is cut on and missed. 0 for 3 is the first baseman. One of 2 preseason all-conference picks for the Tigers. Became the 3rd player in program history to receive SEC Freshman of the Year honors last year, the 1st since 2013. Also got first team all conference. In a league like this, one of the toughest things to do. High fly ball to center. Inslee initially backed up, now will take a few steps in to make the catch. McKee still over at first as Jayla Lassiter steps in. An 0 for 3 afternoon for her, the latest at bat, a strikeout. She lays down a bunt. It's almost right into the glove of Lexi Winters. Catcher couldn't quite find it quick enough out of the mask, and luckily for Lassiter, it drops foul. Favors ahead, 0-2.
This is now the 4th pitcher that Lassiter has faced. Same with Edwards. Every at-bat, something different.
Trying to mix it up and shake up the Tigers' rhythm. Favors the 0-2. Strike 3 down Broadway. KG Favors exits with her first strikeout of the afternoon. 13th of the season for the freshman. We go to the bottom of the 6th and we come back. Back in Columbia, South Carolina, home of the Gamecocks, and South Carolina adding to their trophy case yesterday as Sophie Verzile from the women's swim and dive team was crowned the national champion in the 3-meter dive, program's first individual national champion since 2004. She's a hometown kid who spent 4 years here in Columbia after graduating from nearby AC Flora High School. Just a huge accomplishment. Great news for the university.
That is, and I'm just going to say it. South Carolina, USC, that's a women's sports. I'll just leave that there.
No doubt. You look at what Coach Staley's been doing with women's basketball. They're looking to add to that trophy case themselves. But a big accomplishment for Sophie and the entire women's swim and dive program, so congrats to all of them on that achievement. Bottom of the 6th, LSU in front of the Gamecocks 5-0. Ariana Rohde at the plate for the Garnet and Black, 0 for 2 today after a 3-hit night in the series opener. CC Salora deals high, ball 2.
And it's a busy weekend in Columbia this weekend. I feel like at this time of year, it's always busy every weekend, but a lot going on.
Certainly softball at home, obviously. Baseball at home as well. We've got both men's and women's tennis at home this weekend. Women's basketball hosting the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament. Beach volleyball is on the road, so that helps out a little bit.
And track's not over there.
Rohde lines the 2-2 pitch to left. Ariana Rohde's 4th hit of the weekend. And South Carolina is in search of some momentum here in the 6th.
And we saw something very similar from Rohde last night in the win. She gets herself on base. I believe it actually was a single. And she was the run that was hit in to win the game. So seeing some people step up in the leadership positions. Now they just have to
step aside.
Yeah, they have to string it together though.
And now she'll step aside for Lexi Shaver, the pinch runner, who also pinch ran for Rohde early last night. But later on in the game, South Carolina didn't want to run for Rohde again and lose her in the lineup, so she stayed in, which Ariana Rohde, known for power, and Coach will tell you not necessarily known for speed, but she stayed out there in the 12th and scored the game's winning run from second base. And talking with the walk-off hit hero, Lexi Winters, who's on deck with Tate Davis at the plate, but talking with the Winters after the game, asked her, just what was going through your mind when you saw that ball go up the middle? She said, look, it was nothing about me. I was only thinking, go Ari, go Ari, go. Let's bring it on home. And sure enough, she did, as the Gamecocks walked it off in 12 innings last night. But they wouldn't have been in that spot had it not been for the efforts earlier on from Tate Davis. Drove in 2 of those first 5 runs for South Carolina last night. Salura dealing strike 1. Now 2-2. Last night's performance in relief from Jaden Heidner was going to be tough to top this weekend. Heidner going 7 1/3, allowing just 1 run, no walks, and 6 Ks. But CC Salura really pushing that for top arm of the weekend for what she's been able to do today, Megan.
Well, and I think you have to give credit to LSU's defense so far. I mean, South Carolina has 7 hits. They've put the bat on. They've not been able to string anything together. LSU's defense has been clean. No errors, and they've made some outstanding catches and stops that have really shut South Carolina down.
2-2 pitches high to Davis, who has one of those 7 hits, a single back in the 2nd inning. Gamecocks have yet to swing for extra bases tonight. Payoff delivery, Davis to right, charging in Franklin. There's another one of those stellar defensive plays that Megan just spoke of. First down in the books here in the 6th. One on, one gone for Winters. 1 for 2 today. Single her last time up. Strike one taken on the outside. Almost 200 career games and already over 100 career runs driven in for Winters. On the ground to third. Hodges will make the play at second. On to first. It's in time for two. The 19th double play of the season for LSU. That's the second most in the SEC. Tigers rolling through 6. Softball now in the hands of South Carolina's Julie Kelly, making her 9th appearance of the season. She's tallied just under 14 innings up to this point. A player that's going to step in her 2nd season competing in the SEC after spending last season at Kentucky.
Yeah, so South Carolina fans haven't seen much of her, but what you can expect is she's also going to throw hard in the upper 60s, low in the zone, drop ball. She will throw a rise ball and a changeup.
Kelly's first appearance in conference play and first appearance in 20 days. The last time we saw her was on March the 1st in non-conference action against Queens. Alex Franklin leads off the 7th for LSU. 1-0, now 2-0.
I think South Carolina is trying to get as many innings as possible from other pitchers and save Jory Hurd for tomorrow's matchup.
Franklin to right, McKay racing back and making the catch. One gone here in the 7th. As Kylie Edwards will step up once more for LSU. If there has been a thorn in the Gamecocks side this weekend, its name has been Kylie Edwards.
This will be at least over the series the 5th or 6th pitcher that Edwards has seen, 4th in this game, and it hasn't mattered.
Not whatsoever. 5 for 8 on the weekend, plus a walk. Overall, she's driven in 4 runs for LSU, scored 3 herself. Pops that one up, out to center. Inslee under it, 2 away. Last chance for LSU to add to that 5-run lead. Comes down to Sierra Daniel, the second baseman. 1 for 3 with an RBI double is Daniel. Inside, ball 1. Kelly last season at Kentucky made 24 appearances for the Wildcats, threw over 60 innings. One finds his own. Just off the outside corner, 2-2. Julie Kelly looking for the 3-batter frame. Daniel making it tough. She fouls off the 2-2. LSU has only gone down in order twice today. Count now full. Payoff pitch. In the air, left center. Lelio back. They'll hop off the wall. And Sierra Daniel doubles for the second time today.
It's a solid battle by Daniel. Just takes Kelly's pitch kind of on the middle half, inner half of that plate. Has some power there.
Fourth extra base hit of the game for LSU, their 10th on the weekend. RBI opportunity for Macy Badgeron. All one low. 0 for 2 is the Tiger backstop. A walk, the only time she's been able to reach. Down even now at 1-1.
You know, looking at how LSU has come out and played this entire game, you never would have thought that they lost last night. So they have absolutely turned that loss into fuel. And for LSU, you got to love to see that from your team. Just the battle, the no quit mentality.
Daniel, a 2-out double. She's at second with Badgeron at the dish. In the air, left side, caught by Anderson, and that ends the inning. Gamecocks down to their final 3 outs, down 5-0. We go to the bottom of the 7th. LSU leading South Carolina 5-0. The Gamecocks down to their final 3 outs. Will look to mount the comeback. Jamie McKay leads it off. The right fielder 0 for 2. First pitch from CC Salura in the 7th is a strike. Just a tremendous outing today from the LSU right-hander. Has held the Gamecocks scoreless on 7 hits. Okay, fouling that one back. Biggest surprise of all, no walks on the day from Salura. She has made sure to keep this game in control.
Yeah, it's always nice when you have a pitcher that can go out there and not give up the free passes, and that speaks to the defense too, because I mean, like you said, South Carolina has 7 hits, but Salura and the defense have been solid. They've been consistent. They've not allowed South Carolina to string anything together.
Only 22 pitches missing the zone today from Salura. A 2-time Mountain West Conference champion from San Diego State. Came over after earning first-team all-conference honors last season. Her 80th career appearance. Her 0-2 pitch is fouled off. Megan, when you dive into the transfer portal, pretty much anything you want is available. But a rare commodity is an experienced arm with over 300 innings.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, definitely.
0-2 to McKay. In the air, down the left field line. Avery Hodge will call for it. The third baseman makes the catch. Shea Anderson, in search of her 2nd hit on the afternoon, steps in with 1 gone in the 7th. Salura dealing strike 1. Gamecocks trying to avoid being shut out for just the 2nd time this season. They lost 3-0 in the Saturday game 2 weeks ago against now 2nd-ranked Texas. LSU looking to even the series up and send us to a Sunday rubber match.
And I think, you know, speaking to Salura's experience, you know, I said LSU has not allowed South Carolina to string anything together. And so even when South Carolina has gotten hits and gotten on base, Salura has been confident. She's come right back. She's not allowed that to affect her into the next pitch.
1-2's off the plate.
And I think a lot of that comes with the experience that she's bringing in.
7 hits today for South Carolina. Only 2 innings where they've been able to have multiple swings in a single frame. As Anderson fouls that one off. Has thrown 2 complete games this season, both coming against ranked opponents. Pitch outside, now the count's full. The 3-2 to Shea Anderson, fouled away again.
I like this fight from Anderson. South Carolina's down to their last outs. Anderson's going to make Salura work.
In foul territory, that one finding the seats. Anderson with that hit back in the 3rd inning, extending her on-base streak now to 16 games for South Carolina. She's reaching every SEC contest. Hard drive out to center. Lassiter back, and that one's gone. Shea Anderson hammers her 6th home run of the season, and South Carolina isn't done yet.
I just talked about LSU's fight. How about South Carolina's fight? Anderson making Salora throw more pitches than she's thrown to any other hitter. What a battle, dead center. That ball was on the outside part of the plate too. She just got all of it.
Anderson's 3rd homer in a span of 2 weeks. The Gamecocks are on the board here in the 7th. Look of frustration on the face of CC Salora. She'll now face a pinch hitter for South Carolina and freshman Kai Byers. 0 for 2 last night, hitting .269 on the season.
Yeah, I get that look of frustration. You've been throwing a solid game, all game, down to your last 2 outs, and then that happens. Doesn't feel good. A home run doesn't feel good anyway, but yeah, I get you.
Salora making her 7th start of the season. 1-1 to Byers is up and in. This is a youngster that the Gamecock coaching staff is really high on. A top 70 recruit nationally coming in. Ball 3 inside. Byers getting a good amount of playing time at the beginning of the season on opening weekend, then dealt with an illness that knocked her out for a little while, and she slowly worked her way back. Count now full. Three-time All-State selection from Mechanicsville, Virginia. Swing and a miss, strike 3. CC Salora picks up the 2nd out of the 7th.
Good fight by the right-hander. She had just given up a home run. Takes it to full count. Wins this one.
Just the 2nd time the Gamecocks have struck out today against Salora. It's back to Quincy Lelio at the top. 1 for 3 is Lelio. Eight hits overall for the Gamecocks by 7 different players. Only one with a multi-hit game is Shea Anderson, who homered earlier this inning.
Yeah, I mean, just hearing you say that, I have a feeling the conversation for South Carolina is going to be, we've got to string those together. Those competitive plate appearances, situational hitting.
Gamecocks down to their final strike on this Saturday afternoon. The 1-2 to Lelio. In the air to left center. Ranging is Lorenz. She makes the catch, and that's the ball game. LSU responds after getting walked off last night. The Tigers even the series with a 5-1 victory.
And you have to give your hat off to LSU for coming back after such a heartbreak of a loss last night and fighting and dominating South Carolina, not letting South Carolina string those things together. It'll be a fun game tomorrow.
Rubber match on deck tomorrow, 1 o'clock first pitch, right back here on SEC Network. Plus, these two top 25 foes will close out the weekend tomorrow afternoon. For our entire Columbia crew, including my partner Megan Bunning, I'm Kate Crenshaw saying so long. As always, remember to smile, and thanks so much for joining us as LSU defeats South Carolina 5-1.